All right, we got threes, we got twos, we got ones. That means we back in the building. Say something, fam. What's going on? Welcome back to another show. Happy to have y'all here as always. Hope you guys are doing well this week. We got a super dope agenda, as we always do. Apologies for last week. As a true teammate, I ain't gonna oust what happened. We're gonna keep that family business as family business. But we apologize for not being here last week. We almost made it. That's what I'm gonna leave it as. We almost made it. It's close. So if you guys have been here or you're new, you'll have to take part in this, which is at least endure this moment with us. And if you'd like to participate, look to your right, look to your left, check in with somebody who's near and dear to you, send them a text, just check in and say what's up. You never know when it might make a big difference. So as we do on this show, every time before we start with our agenda, we like to do so here as well with a check-in. So Mitch, how you feeling? What's going on? Tell the people.
Oh man, I've been feeling good, feeling great. Just been working hard on making more content every day. So hopefully you guys been tuning into our Instagram channel as well. There's more and more to come. I'm just ready to talk more sports since we were unfortunately not able to get to it last week. But not to keep bringing it up.
Right. Ain't gonna point no elbows in that thing.
How about yourself?
Yeah, man. Appreciate you asking. I've been pumped to see all the work you're putting in on all the socials. We might have TikToks coming soon too.
We got some TikToks out there for sure.
Yeah, so make sure on all platforms you're looking to check us out. We got all types of short form content as well coming. But in terms of how I'm doing well. I mean, Friday, which is today, usually it would be a Thursday, so feels great to be at the end of the week. The weeks have been long. I've been finally fully kind of locked in on both sides with the school and the internship. So just chugging away, man, and then gradually working as well on this final paper. But always excited to be back talk sports. My true passion. And whenever the NFL is in full swing. I could go on forever. So just pumped to be back. Excited for you guys to be with us today. And as I said in the beginning of the show, I do hope everybody's doing well. I know as we head into the winter seasons, holiday seasons, things can be either real highs or real lows. So, man, I'm hoping things are going well for all of you out there as well. So first we're going to start with the NFL. We got the Raiders, as we like to kick it off with. Usually, sometimes we'll start with the Niners, but today we're going to start with a little silver and black. I mean, maybe that ad-lib sums it up. Maybe a little bump on the head sounded like right there. But anyway, season review so far is what's being asked of you, and then we'd like you to look forward at week 6 and give the people a preview.
All right, so started off well, had a game 1 win against the Patriots. Then after that,
who look good too.
Patriots look good. They're doing their thing right now. But unfortunately, we haven't been able to back that up. That's 4 straight losses. Chargers, Commanders, Bears, and Colts. And this last one was pretty embarrassing, man. It's just, it's tough being a Raiders fan. That's all you can say, right? At the end of the day,
there's a lot going on.
It's looking like they might be cursed. They thought they were going to have a good season, but we might as well start breaking this up because with Brock Bowers injured and we're not sure when we're going to bring him back. Is it worth it even to bring him back anytime soon? We don't know. But losing 40-6 to the Colts, definitely not a good look. I'm very disappointed in how they're playing.
It's crazy work.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't have the highest of hopes for Geno Smith, but I didn't expect this, like being the worst quarterback out there right now, leading the league in interceptions. You're looking very familiar to a guy named Jamarcus Russell that we had on our team right now. And that's saying something because last year and these last couple of years you've been in Seattle, things have been looking all right. So you had this coach, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure we got some competent guys on our offense. So what's going on? What's the difference right now? And maybe it's the offensive line struggling. They suck, and the defense can only hold up so much without being disappointed that their team can only put up 6 points. But it looks like a dumpster fire out there, man. Honestly, there's not a lot of hope to be had out there. I mean, why not trade for Shedeur Sanders? Why not go out there and try and shake things up, get somebody young in there? Clearly, this seasoned vet who's never even really been a starting quarterback is going to be now a starting quarterback when he comes to our team, even though he haven't been good for 20 years. We're going to get an average guy to come lead our team to be something different than what we've been before. I don't know if that's the recipe, guys. And I don't know if it's going to come in this next draft. I know there's quarterbacks coming out. I'm not sure if I'm too excited about any of them.
Right.
That's just my personal opinion. Maybe you guys out there are more excited about these quarterbacks than I am. Let me know. But we play the Titans next. The Titans are terrible as well.
Worst.
Cam Ward just runs around with his like a chicken with his head cut off out there, tosses the ball wherever he feels like. But they got some guys, and the Raiders usually allow people who are playing less than average show up and have a great game and look like a Pro Bowler. Mm-hmm. So I'm expecting Calvin Ridley, who hasn't done anything all season, to just figure it out and have a 100-yard game. And Cam Ward looked like a competent quarterback, just like even last year when Bo Nix was looking terrible, the Raiders were making him look like he was a starting quarterback in the league. So I don't have too much optimism when it comes to next week. I still think we're going to lose because that's just what we do. We find a way to lose. Even if we're having a good game, when it comes down to the final minutes, we find a way to lose. So that's my take on moving forward for the Raiders. Please, somebody out there, help me change my mind. I'm struggling right now. There's not much good to talk about out there. There's actually nothing good to talk about. I mean, Max Crosby, you're still our guy, but other than that,
same old story.
Sheesh, Ashton Genty. I mean, you've been showing out,
stepping up a little bit.
You've been showing out,
stepping up a little bit.
When you got Geno, whew. I mean, bro.
And that line definitely does need a little bit of responsibility. I mean, the pocket's not holding up long, but that decision making from Geno, I mean, check something down.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're a lot of throwing to the other team.
There's a lot of quarterbacks working with bad lines.
Right.
And y'all have the offensive weapons to where it's like, okay, adjust. Mm-hmm. You're not going to have a lot of time. Put it in the player's hands to make yak, right? Yards after the catch, and you got a bunch of guys out there that can do that.
Trey Tucker has showed that. As bad as the Cincinnati Bengals line?
I mean, I think in trajectory, no. But I think maybe this year, as of right now, maybe yes. But that's just because a lot of them are young.
6 touchdowns and 9 interceptions is just...
It's bad.
It's not it, man.
It is bad.
Not it.
It is bad. And then you don't even really know what kind of defense you have because they're just out there all
day.
Time. Yeah. So get well soon for the Raiders. Get well soon for Pete Carroll. Get well soon for Geno Smith. All 3 of those names that I just named are in a party that seem to be going down the wrong direction.
Terrible.
And Pete Carroll looks in pain.
He's going through it. He's like, I thought we was gonna win,
dude.
I don't know what's going on.
He looks furious.
I think he's trying not to blame Geno, but I really don't know how you can call it on anything else. Obviously the line might not be playing well, but still, man, goddamn. I mean, just focus in on one guy, and then if he's not there, check it down.
Yeah,
do something. But to just be throwing in the pockets where it's no, there's 3 defenders there. To not see that's pretty bad because they aren't even camouflage or nothing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Genty, to be real, with his 349 yards is not bad, but Jacoby Myers as the highest receiver at 290.
Yeah. Trey Tucker.
Pretty wild. That's and we all know Jacoby Myers is good.
No
so
touchdowns.
I'm saying 290 is and Trey Tucker had 3 of those in one game. Mm-hmm. So his is skewed with the 4. And to think Brock Bowers has had a goose egg and just not even a lot of looks in the red zone. Foul ball. I mean, you gotta at some point you gotta start just saying.
Ashton Genty has more receiving touchdowns than Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers combined.
Yeah, nasty. We're all waiting for them to get on waiting for them to get on the board. I mean, geez. And then you look at everything else with Geno. It's golly, 235 yards a game.
What's up with the play call? I mean, shit.
Sacked 16
what are we
times is
doing?
crazy too, though. Sacked 16 times is pretty wild. Quarterback rating of 75.6.
It's rough, but I mean, what am I supposed to expect? I was hoping for something a little bit better than this, but nah, this you're looking you can't be worse than Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. Like, come on, bro. Have some respect.
Talent. That takes a different kind of talent.
Right. Have some respect for yourself.
Right. No, for real.
Put Kenny Pickett in. Fuck.
Yeah. I mean,
Kenny Pickett in.
Oh wait, is he on the team?
Yeah.
Oh, he absolutely should get some tenure.
Let Kenny Pickett in.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, why not just at this point trade for a guy that hasn't at least reached his quote unquote ceiling, and just put him in, like you said, Shador. Grab Gabriel if they don't want to. If they don't want to start Gabriel after they put Shador in, go grab one of those guys.
Somebody who wants to move around and not just take these unneeded sacks and shit.
Because you can't tell me looking at the Giants, right? Which we'll go into, the week 6, all this stuff, whatever. But when you look at the Giants pulling the plug on Russell, and the way they've looked since with Jackson Dart,
exactly.
You got to look at the Raiders and just go, we can't sit here and say I told you so again. Because we were saying this the whole draft. Okay, you got Geno. What does that mean? Nothing. I mean, like, he's good.
He did nothing.
I thought it was honestly a big bump up. I'm not going to lie.
You thought.
On paper. But even with me thinking that, I still thought, why not draft a quarterback?
Why not?
Why not? He's 35. It's not like you can't sit here and like hope for a Matthew Stafford type of career where it's like, yeah, we ain't got to worry about him going to 39 or whatever. Like, no. So, and he doesn't even have that kind of live arm talent anyway to make it to where his feet don't have to do anything. Anyway, so goodness gracious, let's hope things turn around there. We'll jump into the Niners, the red and the gold and the red, however you want to say it, the faithful. And we'll go real quick on a review of the season so far, and then as well a week 6 preview, just like Mitch just did for the silver and black. So we are sitting pretty, and I mean that in the sense of record alone. I mean, honestly, we're very close to being 5-0. Very close to being where I had projected. And this was prior to all the injuries, of course. And so, to sit here at 4-1 after just defeating the Rams on Thursday Night Football, 26-23, I feel more lucky than good. And that's okay. That's that's a part of what the NFL is, right? Like the NFL is low-key one of the more, I mean, all the professional sports are to a certain extent, but the NFL really feels like a crapshoot getting down to the end of the season, just like, a game of nutrition, just a war of nutrition. Who's going to truly outlast everybody else? But what I can say, and I've been mentioning a lot, is I truly believe we did very well with this rookie class. I'm very excited. I think these last 2 years, we've drafted very, very well, and especially on the defensive side of the ball. I've been very happy with Ricky P. Okay, I think Ricky P can be a true wide receiver one in this league. I think Mykel Williams has looked phenomenal. I can't wait to get Malik Mustafa back from last year's draft class, the big hitter. Right, you look at Alfred Collins making the play of the game last week. Right, the fumble at the goal line. Give me that. Got Kyron crying. Sorry about it, but not really. Nick Martin hasn't really showed himself. Obviously, there are only 2 linebacker positions the way we run our defense normally out there, and that's obviously at this point, all pro Fred, and then we got my boy D Winters, ice cold D Winters. Upton Stout has been on the field a lot, playing a lot of nickel, doing his thing. I mean, really, I think he got challenged a lot week 1, kind of showed himself, did make some mistakes, but showed he wasn't scared. And then I think ever since then, he's really found his role. CJ West as well has been sporadically placed in there as a real twitchy D tackle. And I just think the depth they provided us, the juice, the youth has really made it to where some of these games that were close, 1-score games where I felt like last year, we just had the roster that would like kind of poot out of energy. It was just like, God, we needed to win that already. And we needed to already be ahead. Like, we can't be fighting for this, This is a team that has a much different feel. And if I continue to go down the list, Jordan Watkins, I think he can have a huge impact for this team as well this year. He's gotten injured. He should be back at some point this year. But if you know anything about the Niners, injuries,
Everybody's
IR,
always injured.
Man, that should be our logo. IR. Jordan James as well as a running back I'm very high on. Very, very excited to see. He reminds me a lot of Bucky Irvin. right? And also went to Oregon as well. He's never played for us yet. So it could be very exciting to see him. Marquise Siegel's a guy that I've highlighted a lot throughout this. I believe he's been one of the higher production players from the start to even now, and needed a little bit less get-up time than some of these guys to truly play. He's been a star back there, in my opinion, and not a star in terms of still making rookie mistakes, but of what his role is and what he's being asked, which is way over his head right now.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, he's starring up to that. Michael Williams, though, I would say is the most impressive to me just in terms of he's our first overall pick, which makes sense. But how he's changed our run-stop defense, which still needs improvement, but how he holds the edges, how he's able to go from outside to inside, reminds me a lot of kind of what we were doing with Eric Armstead, Defoe, Buckner, all that stuff. And I just also randomly saw an article, by the way, of Defoe Buckner being still a top 2 graded out defensive tackle in the league. And that's got to be one of the worst trades we've ever made. Sorry to just go off on a random tangent, but honestly, the Niners, there's certain stuff that I feel like, it always needs to be, the wagons need to be circled again, because that is nasty. To have chosen Eric Armstead over Defoe and let him go to the Colts for a first-round pick that turned into Javon Kinlaw, need I say more? Good Lord. And last name I'll shout out on this rookie list, Connor Colby, who's a guard who has also sporadically gotten game time in on the line. I think he's an Iowa O-lineman, right? So those guys,
they got some big boys.
That's what they do.
There.
That's what they do. That's kind of like being a president over there. It's like, oh, he's going to get to be on the O-line.
George Kittle was like, bring him in.
Bring him in. And, he's very smart, very intuitive, understands the offense. So there's certain play sets where he's very mobile, and he's been a help. So, when you look across the board, no Juwan Jennings, no Pearsall, no Purdy, right? Bosa out for the season, right? We're talking about we just got Demarcus Robinson back. He was suspended. No Brandon Ayuk, okay? This is a list of, and all those rookies that I named that never showed up yet.
Right.
This is a roster that has been, absolutely pillaged. So to be at 4-1, quite a blessing. And, I don't even know if I need to say a lot more other than we showed real heart last week. And I do believe that Jacksonville's a lot better than people think.
Yeah, for sure. And
I do believe that the Rams were the first, real team that I look at out of these and go, that's a legit contending team. And to fight that out like that was amazing. And so, that's the one win that I'll give props to on this. The rest of these did not feel good. But even that Rams one, obviously, is a nail-biter. Right. 26-23, I mean, it's pain to watch. But when you think about who we got out there, who they got out there, you got to feel out-coached, outclassed, in a sense, when you lose to the team that we just put out there. Next week, looking at week 6, we have Tampa Bay. This is going to be a showdown. I believe we could be in trouble for sure. I also do think Tampa Bay is the type of team that, similar to us, struggles to not keep it close. But they are,
loaded.
They're loaded, and luckily they're dealing with some injuries. No Bucky, right? We won't have to see Buck.
No Mike.
And we won't have to see Mike. So number 1 RB, number 1 wide receiver out.
I mean, there might be a new wide receiver 1 in Tampa Bay.
No. But that dude is, statistically, yeah. Statistically, by the end of the year.
Numbers.
But for a fact that, Mike will always be a wide receiver 1, that Tampa Bay
Hall of Famer
makes those slot receivers go through the moon. I mean, and Chris Godwin last year, that was wide receiver 1 numbers. That's out the slot. So we know how our boy Baker likes to cook it up. He's
with the smoke. He's with all the
dink and dunk. I'm going to get it done. However I got to do it, I'm going to get it done. And I believe he'll be ready for the battle. It's always tight to see competitors like Fred and a guy like Baker go at it. You just know nobody's going to give up.
A guy like Mac.
Mac. Honestly, Mac's swagger has been amazing. I cannot, I feel like I shouted him out a lot on the last podcast, when he was able to just somehow resurrect those feet. Because he started off the game looking like, we need to make a call. Like Steve, Young might have to get out there. You know what I mean? Because if you moving like that, who cares? You know what I mean? But yeah, he's showed a lot of resilience, a lot of grit. And as a lot of the Niners have pointed out, he's shown a lot of swagger. And just kind of that moxie.
Kendrick coming back around too.
Born identity. My boy be giving me, talk about a freaking wide receiver and a stroke all in one.
Whew.
I mean, the guy will have brick hands one moment and rob the bank for you the next. I mean, it is unheard of the way that guy makes me feel when I'm watching him play football. Big pause, but if you know, you know. So, yeah, I mean, those guys are absolutely showing out, and I expect them to still show up next week. Hopefully, Kittle's coming back soon. That's another guy that I didn't mention who's gone. So just names on names on names.
How many touches are we saying for my boy Christian McCaffrey? Like 50?
I mean, C-Mac is averaging like 28 a game, so I would assume it'd be somewhere around there. I mean, he's putting up wide receiver 1 numbers right now, which is atrocious.
He's got better numbers than every Raiders wide receiver for sure.
Yeah, by a good like 130 yards, which is nuts. He's at, I think, 400, just short of 400 yards.
Is he like the third most receiving?
Yeah,
receptions,
in the league.
Receptions.
Like he's our number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
Off time. Crazy. And we have Ricky,
like Puka.
And we have Ricky, who would be close if he hadn't been getting injured like that. Because Ricky's stats, I mean, are when you look at Rick,
he's looking like a Puka light.
Yeah, exactly. Lightweight Puka. But he's given 20 receptions, 327 yards, 16.4. He's only played 4 games. 16.4 average a catch, 81.8 yards a game. So beastly, and then you see C-Mac is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
39 receptions, so he's gonna crack 100 easy.
That's crazy.
387 yards.
That's more than he has rushing.
3 touchdowns as well. He has
rushing, right?
Yeah, for sure. Rushing, he has 282.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Yeah,
my man's is a wide receiver.
Yeah, literally. I mean, and the crazy thing too is that they're just not even giving him as many rushes comparatively as they're giving him targets. But a lot of that's game script as well. We haven't been winning anything for real until the end, so we'll see. But I'm excited. No Pearsall this week. Again, that's been put out there. So some of the guys are going to have to step up. I'm going to predict again. I'm going to have to continue to rock with my guys. I'm going to say we're going to get that victory, just as we'll have to look back at the end of the season and review what we had said and go through green or red based on how those things went. But I'm going to, again, stick with what I said early on. I think we still can get it done. And at this point, I'm just a believer of kind of where this team is at as a team. Yeah. And kind of, I think Shanahan is kind of in his bag right now. He's really kind of in that mode of just like, maybe I'm injuring way too many people, so I really got to do this on my own. Because before we move on, the last thing that I will say is, I mentioned this while watching the last Niners game. There's got to be a full-on investigation put into, is it Shanahan's offense? Is it our strength and conditioning coach? Is it the current circumstances of the fields and turf? What could it be? Because these year in and year out injuries, at some point you have to say, it's not coincidence.
Right.
It's just not. So good luck to the faithful for all y'all watching this weekend. We know it's either going to be close or it's going to be a loss. I mean, there's no way to, I doubt we blow them out. So, prepare for another stressful week, but we fight on. And hopefully we can continue to lead our division because currently we are number 1 and have gone with a sweep now of our division, the West. Yeah. Which is very exciting because when you get that out ahead early, that's rare. Especially for us, we normally drop one of those. So there you go. Before we leave the NFL, we're going to real quick do a pick'em, which is a new segment we have going. Yes, sir. So every week, me and Mitch are going to go through the whole slate. And for now, we're just going to give you our win-loss prediction.
Yes, sir.
We may end up adding in the money lines and things like that. But for now, we're going to keep it nice and simple. So I'm going to let Mitch start it off. And then every week as well, we will, no matter what the results are, report in, put it up on the screen, and we'll keep that record for the rest of the season.
All right. Let's go with our first game. We got playing in England at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Tottenham.
We've got the Denver Broncos facing off against the New York Jets. I am going to go with the Denver Broncos. I like the way their defense plays. New York Jets, 0-5. Not looking like a good season for them. Looking like another lost one.
For real.
It's tough, man. They really don't have anything but Garrett Wilson kind of showing out this season so far. But, yeah, 5 straight losses is just – it's bad news Bears. I think the next best chance is after next week when they face the Panthers. But other than that, this team does not look like they're playing well together. So Broncos versus Jets in London or in England.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got? I got the Broncos.
I as well have the Broncos for this one as well. I do actually think it'll be pretty close.
Mm.
I think that this game can be – a lot of this is going to depend on who, deals with the travel, time change, and not partying the most. That's the very common story out here in London because it's a very rare game.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm going to leave it at for now. I'm sticking with Denver. I think that they have actually been one of those teams that has kind of been unlucky, had some very close losses. And so I think that their record could be even better theoretically. So that's Denver.
All right, and now we're going on to our 10 o'clock early games. We got Arizona versus Indianapolis. I'm gonna go Indianapolis on this one. Arizona's kind of been a little fluky this season. They can't really seem to figure it out, especially late game, like we saw last week.
Mm-hmm.
Indianapolis obviously got this huge resurgence against the Raiders last week, and I think that can help propel them moving further into the season. So I'm going to go with the Colts on this one to beat the Arizona Cardinals. How about you?
I am actually going to take the Arizona Cardinals here. I believe that let me put you down real fast for yours. But I believe that the Cardinals aren't great, but I do think that they're the kind of teams that is a spoiler team. And I think that the way that they play is they'll figure out how to turn these games where they're not favored into something very scary. And I think often they're the kind of team that against defenses like this that are a little more run stop heavy in terms of big backs, that kind of stuff, which is in their division, they'll struggle with a fast quarterback, in my opinion. And I do think that Arizona, if it weren't for their boneheaded nature, could also have a much better record. Sure. And I just am not sold on Indy. Like, I think Indy is good, but I think they're one of the teams that, honestly, that record is the opposite of a lot of these other teams that we've talked about.
You don't believe in Indiana Jones?
No, I do think he's good, though. I do think I like, again, I think Danny Dimes, I think he's clean, but I believe overall that roster has really kind of like overachieved, and I think that they've caught some teams in bad weeks. Like, I think that Raiders game should have been nowhere near like that, 40-6.
I mean, you never know with the Raiders, right?
Right. So I'm going to go Arizona. Lead us off into the next one.
All right. The next one, we got Los Angeles Chargers going into Miami to face the Dolphins. I'm going to go with the Chargers on this one. Dolphins been playing like butt this whole season. Devon Achane seems to be just like the C-Mac of the Miami Dolphins. All they do is feed him. Waddle was fortunate to have a big game last week. Really showed out with no Tyreek Hill around. So maybe that connection has helped their offense, be revitalized, since that has been their struggle so far this season. But from what I've seen so far throughout the season, I don't have a lot of faith in them. Whereas the Chargers, I know they've just lost Amarion Hampton, but I think the way Justin Herbert's been playing, he's got a chance to really show that they're a team that can stay in contention and not just always be an up and down roller coaster team.
Yeah. I, too, am going to take the Chargers, but mainly just because I just think that the Dolphins are in shambles.
Yeah. Tua turned the ball over.
Yeah. I mean, what's crazy, too, is I believe this game will actually be a lot closer as well than people think. And it shows with the spread with only a 3.5. But the combination of how they make mistakes, I can't go Arizona and then take Miami as well. Next, we got
risky business.
Right? Yeah, it is. That is. Next, we got New England at New Orleans.
New England at New Orleans. I got to go with New England on this one. We got one team looking like they're going this way. Although New Orleans did just win the past week, I see them more on a trajectory going downwards. So I'm going with New England and Stephon Diggs to have another big game with Drake May.
Yeah. I'm there again with you. Sadly, there hasn't been a lot of difference. These matchups, I think they'll get a little bit more debatable as we get down. But so far, these are a lot of straight shots, it feels like. New England has been playing good. New Orleans is one of these teams that, at the end of the day, has one of the worst rosters in the NFL. Those things can change very fast once you get a quarterback. They still don't have that. So I just got to go with New England. I think Drake May is the real deal. So there we go. Next, we have Cleveland at Pittsburgh.
I think this is one of the tougher ones to call. I really never know what Browns team is going to show up week to week basis.
Yeah.
And that kind of goes with the same for the Pittsburgh offense. I never know if they're going to show up each week.
Mm-hmm.
This one really is like a coin flip to me, but I got to go with the team that historically is the team that usually gets these wins, and I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Really, there's no reason to lose to Cleveland, but if their defense shows up like they usually do, and for some reason Dylan Gabriel is connecting with folks and Quinshon Judkins is going off on offense, they could have a chance, but I see the Steelers holding on strong.
Mm-hmm. And this is where we will differ again. I mean, I think at Pittsburgh plays a big part. All these divisional games when you're playing, at home, it makes a big difference. But I am a complete non-believer in Pittsburgh. I personally think that all of the times that they've put up whatever they've put up have been very, very fluky. Sure. I think that each of the games they've played to the other team that they've played, which has resulted in some wins and some losses, but that's not good for a team identity. Mm-hmm. And I think Cleveland is one of the better defenses in the league. I think that by far they have one of the better defenses. And I think just like you said, if Quinshon Judkins, if he can go ahead and be what we think he can be, I mean, he looks RB1, right? And so if he can start getting some tutties, the way that division works, nice and muddy, I think that Cleveland go ahead and scrape it out as a team with a little more identity and a team that's given over the reins to one of their two rookie quarterbacks.
For sure. I ain't even mad at it. Next, we got the Dallas Cowboys going and playing against the Carolina Panthers. Who you got in this one?
I got to go with Dallas. I mean, it's really just hard to go with Carolina at this point. I root for Carolina at this point because it's just sad, and I think that they are starting to put good enough players together where it's going to have to start being a real conversation about Bryce Young for real.
Yeah.
If it's not already. But I saw him doing his thing last year, and I really started building some hope. Down the stretch, he was producing.
Yeah.
Gutting out wins, looking kind of like an early Kyler Murray, where it was just like it felt like Kyler Murray knew how to win when he first got into the league.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's been doing it his whole life.
Right. Shit. And then, he's kind of lost a little bit of that. But basically, I'm going to have to stick with Dallas. I just think Dak is playing well. I think CD might be back. I'm not 100% sure, but they've proven they can win without him.
Yeah, putting up like 30 points a game, maybe like 28 points a game. I don't think Carolina can keep up with that. And Cowboys always going to air it out. I think Jake Ferguson's going to have another good game. So definitely going with the Cowboys in that one. Up next, we got Seattle versus Jacksonville going into Florida. Who we going with? Seahawks.
I got to go
Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
Like, the way both these teams play, I'm not surprised at all that Seattle's favored. Just because the Jacksonville makes it ugly. They do.
All the time.
They just make it ugly.
It's one or the other, right? It's either like we're stomping this team out or, man, we look bad.
Right. and even when they're winning, it's like, damn, they made the game ugly. Like when they played it was the ugliest game all year where it was like we had 4 turnovers. They looked terrible on offense. I mean, they beat us by 5 with a +4 turnover differential. I mean, that's crazy. But Seattle's the type of team that they're like mistake free. They're very they're like not the type of team that's going to beat themselves. And Jacksonville, among some of these other teams that we've named, are in that camp of teams that will beat themselves. So it's scary. I'm going to lean towards Jacksonville for this one, just because I think they're at home. They're on a roll. But if there's one so far that spooks me, and that'd be probably surprising for y'all to hear since I picked Arizona and some of these other teams, this is the matchup that spooks me in terms of me picking Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Seahawks. Just like the points that you were making, I feel like it is a kind of a toss-up game. I just feel like like you said, I think the Jags are going to find a way to screw it up, and Jackson Smith and Jigba and the boys will find a way in the last drive to get the points needed, whether it be a touchdown or a field goal. So I got the Seahawks.
And Darnold's been playing great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, we'll see what's up. But Trevor Etienne, right? That's his name?
Travis.
No, Travis.
Trevor's his brother, though.
Right. He's been beasting.
Yeah.
He looks like RB1 in the league maybe this year in terms of stats.
And who knows what happens if they ever figure out how to get Travis Hunter, incorporated into the offense.
Right.
That could be a big boost.
Yep.
Heisman winner.
Yep.
Last game of the morning, we got Los Angeles Rams versus Baltimore Ravens.
And this is with
no Lamar.
Exactly. Lamarless. And they looked hopeless last week. Talk about maybe what truly defines. I mean, we haven't seen the Bills without Josh Allen like that. So, we would never know. But talk about what truly defines the MVP. I mean, wow. Yeah. This team is.
But.
Goodness gracious. Couldn't even put a point
terrible.
Up. They're not even going to put a point up.
No.
I mean, Derrick Henry was like, what? 10 carries, 12 yards. It was like.
He hasn't been doing anything.
Yikes. So I'm going to have to go with the Rams.
Was it Cooper Rush as their quarterback right
yes.
now, I think?
Yes. I'm going to have to go with the Rams. I think that, even though, the Rams are in a little bit of an injury bug themselves, I just think, there's no way. So I'm going Rams.
I'm going Rams as well. You lose Lamar, you lose the season. That's just how it goes in Baltimore. There is no contingency plan. Moving on to our 1 o'clock games, we got Tennessee facing off against Las Vegas. I already gave you the preview of that one. I see Cam and the boys figuring it out against a Raiders team that just can't figure it out. So there's really not much to be said. If you've watched the Raiders this year, you understand why I picked them to lose.
Yeah, and again, this is where we differ. I know it's probably impossible at this point for him to do such.
Woo, people have faith. There's people out there.
Yeah, and I can do it from a distance, so it's a lot easier. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take Las Vegas, and they're at home. I just think that Cam Ward this year is going to just have to endure this kind of season. And I think it's the best for them anyway. Go ahead and get you another first round. Go ahead and get you another first overall pick, right? To add or whatever it is, because then you can trade back. Like we see this a lot with teams that have that top tier quarterback where it's like they're going to need to get that top 3 pick next year. If there's not that standout prospect, you trade back to get more picks, start really filling it up. But, I think Cam Ward is a beast. I just think that as a whole, that team is just not really even a team and probably are truly the worst team, even below New Orleans, I think. So that is that. Next, we have Cincinnati, Green Bay. Where are you going with it?
I'm going to go with my boy Joe Flacco and the Bengals, baby. He comes in his first week, gets the net. No, I'm just kidding. I got the Packers winning this one. The Bengals look terrible. You got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and no quarterback has been able to get to, or Jake Browning was not able to get them any balls. Hey, who knows what's going to happen with Joe Flacco? I just have a little more faith in the Packers and what they got going on right now compared to what the Bengals have shown us so far this season. But any team that has Jamar Chase, as you saw in the garbage time, he can put up lots of points for you. So he could have a good game, but definitely see Green Bay winning this one.
Yeah, I too am going to go with Green Bay here. I just think that Lambeau's tough. I think that you'll see Flacco show out, though. I do think first game, assuming he starts. There's not been a full-on confirmation,
right?
I guess that's even happening, but I think he does open up that offense. But Green Bay just too much. I think they are one of the better teams in the NFC. On to the next matchup, which is, as we spoke about before, SF versus Tampa Bay. And of course, I'm going to take SF, but as I spoke in a little more depth earlier in that segment, it's definitely going to be tough. And I think if you're not a part of the faithful, I think most people would probably lean to Tampa Bay.
Just like I am doing. I am going with the Bucs on this one. But again, just like the previous weeks, I think I said that the 49ers are going to lose, and they found a way to win a game when they had all these injuries from the get-go. So they've been able to find a way. I just feel like Tampa Bay, compared to some of the other teams, are a more competent team. And with Baker Mayfield and the way that he's playing, I think they can figure out a way to get the win. So I'm going with the Bucs, but definitely wouldn't be surprised to see the Niners get that win.
Yeah, I think that one is going to be – it's going to be a matchup of the week, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
Fun
2 4-1 teams.
And styles, good styles, too, clashing.
Yeah.
Could be high scoring.
Night game, Sunday night.
This is a great Sunday night game.
You got Detroit versus the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a great game. Man.
Who are you going with?
This one's a tough one to call, man. How these teams been playing. I know they've been playing well.
I'm just taking whoever he doesn't take right here.
Just some switch things up. Both teams coming off some good wins.
But it's that kind of matchup for me. Like, I mean it more in that sense. Where, like, whoever you take, I'm good with because I'll take
Right,
them.
yeah, because I'm gonna go with the Lions. I think the Lions, although the Chiefs have been playing very, very well over the last few weeks, I think the Lions have been playing even better and still haven't even played at their peak. So I'm gonna go with the Lions to win on Sunday night, even though Pat Mahomes and the boys have been playing well.
Absolutely. On to Monday night. I'll read the first one off. We can get to it real fast, and then we got the secondary game as well.
Mm-hmm.
We have Buffalo and Atlanta starting us off at 4:15. Who do you have?
I have Buffalo winning this one. Atlanta cannot figure it out. The quarterback room is killing it for them. Wide receivers not really getting the ball. Bijan being the only really positive side for them. And the defense is just, not even worth speaking on because they've been terrible this whole season. So I got the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen handling business.
Yep. I got the Bills as well. I think they bounced back. Did they lose last week?
Did they?
I'm sure.
Yeah, I think they did.
They did, right? It was
lost to the Patriots. 23-20.
Yeah, heartbreaker, right. I'm over here. I think that was Monday night, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they were prime time, or it couldn't have been Monday night, but it was maybe Sunday night football. Yeah, I think it was Sunday night football. Anyway, I think they bounced back from that heartbreaker.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be interesting to see Atlanta if it's Kirk Cousins, or whoever it is out there. They sure have a lot of weapons, and they just, they can't unlock them. But the right guy could surely do some damage with that team. So there you have it. That's all I got for that matchup. Not the greatest. I don't think it'll be fun ball to watch. Chicago versus Washington is the second matchup.
Let's go with the boys in Chicago. How about them Bears? Let's hope Rome Odunze can show out. Caleb Williams keep progressing, making them next steps to being a star player. And then Washington, are they going to have Jaden back?
Mm-hmm.
They'll have Jaden back. Let's see if that offense can pick up where they left off before he was gone. But I like Chicago in this one.
Mm-hmm. And again, that is where we will differ, which is perfect to end this segment. But I'm going to go ahead and take Washington. I think Jaden Daniels is one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I think Debo is still showing he's Debo. Sad to see him on a different kind of red and yellow, gold, whatever it is. Sad to see him over there, but I'm really happy he's doing well. And he seems, as I mentioned over the summer when the move was made, seems like almost a perfect complementary weapon for what Jaden Daniels would like to do in terms of just how they do the option and just how he's able to pick and choose all these different matchups. And the guy can do it all out there in terms of Debo. So I like them in that matchup. But Chicago is a team as well that just has a lot of talent. And I think if Caleb Williams kind of gets to where Jaden has proven he can be, sky's the limit for that team as well. But I'm going to go ahead and take Washington. So that's the end of that. We'll make sure, again, like we said, we'll double back. We have all those written down. We'll make sure next time it's up here on the screen so that you guys can follow along and check our season totals. Yeah. We'll tally them all up for you. On to the next segment real fast. We have NCAA. I'm not going to stick here long because they don't want us to stick here long. But Cal got spanked by Duke. Yes, Duke. Am I talking about who? Nope, not yet. But we did get spanked in football by Duke, 45-21. Things are just falling apart a bit. The usual Cal syndrome of starting off hot, probably overachieving a little bit, getting a little rave reviews, a little discussion going behind them, and then sinking the ship. Hopefully this does prove, though, with our quarterback, people still like the way he looks. He is a true freshman. If he stays, hopefully people want to come. Next week we do take on Bill Belichick and UNC, who also are in the toilet. Roster looks janky. I heard a scout recently came out with a report that says there's not one NFL player on that UNC roster. So, Bill, I don't know if you've wanted to permanently disconnect yourself from the NFL, but you sure have done that with your recruiting. So let's get a win over that. Let's bounce back, Cal. Stay strong. You know what I mean? Blue and gold. We still outside with it, but we got to be humbled as well sometimes. And that guy, Darian Mensah, I think he is the quarterback who's getting paid $2.5 million somehow by Duke to play football. Man, he sure put on a show and show why he might be worth that $2.5 million.
Definitely. And we're being definitely hard on the boys. They're 4-2 overall. It's not like they're, under 500 or nothing. But when you're a team like Cal and you start losing to teams like San Diego State and Duke, it's not the best look in terms of, all right, we're on an upward trajectory.
And let's just not get spanked. Like,
Yeah.
I'm cool with losses and stuff, but, like, it was 34-0.
I'm pretty sure we were winning to start that game.
Was it 34-3? Yeah, we were.
Bro,
we went up 14-0.
Yeah.
We went up 14-0.
And then,
But were we winning? Weren't we? What was the score versus San Diego State? 34-3?
Oh, yeah. We got.
I mean, it
was 34-0.
See?
That can't happen.
See what I'm saying? And then 45-21. So enough said. That's what I think that's more than anything, at least for me. That's what I'm harping on. We're better than that.
Mm-hmm.
My God. And if we ever want any hope of getting ranked, we can't
do that against those teams.
Golly.
Those are gimmies at the end of the day.
Golly. So anyway, real quick, we have the NBA, which we'll go over real fast before we get on to the MLB to close out today's show. But the NBA, roster's pretty much set now with the Warriors, as we discussed in our prior show. Obviously, being able to get GP2, Al Horford, Seth, and DeAnthony Melton.
Yep.
That's the 4 that we signed. Quentin Post looked pretty good in this most recent preseason game. So, how do you feel about the roster as it is? And then we'll check out these ESPN record rankings.
I mean, the roster is what it was essentially last season with I think getting DeAnthony Melton back and obviously a guy like Al Horford. Closest thing we could get to the most ideal candidate to join our team. Mm-hmm. Even though he is, 39, 40, that's the only real knock against Al Horford, if you want to even count that, because he still gets out there. Yeah, he still produces when he's out there. So would have been nice to have, maybe one more 7-footer or somebody out there that might be a little bit more exciting. But if this is what we got to rock with, I hope they could just last throughout the season, or we figure out a way to have our roster get mixed in and have the depth chart really show out for us, like the Pajimskis and the Moodies and the Kumingas and all these role players step up so that our main guys, who are the oldest guys on our team and in the league, have a chance to rest throughout the season, and we still are able to win games without them. I think that's the biggest thing that's going to be a struggle for the Warriors. How are they going to be able to balance our youth with our old guys and when they need time off? And if we're going to be able to step up and win games when we don't have our core 5-6 guys.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, I actually like this roster a lot. I said similar things last year as well. So, people might clip that and just be like, see. But at the end of the day, it comes down to health. I mean, if this team can stay healthy, I think we can compete with anybody. I love the additions we made in terms of Al. How long he'll be there, we don't know. Melton, I thought was the perfect ad last year. And when he did play, he showed, man, he's a valuable asset to a team like this. So how long will he last? I mean, he barely made it, 20 games last year? And he's known for that. So a lot of it hinges on
health.
Who's going to play ball? Who's going to actually play for us down the stretch? But on paper, I think we salvaged a lot. I think to be able to bring Kuminga back still was huge, who came back on a 2-year 48 around that kind of deal. So it really loads the team up. We're very deep. We can make trades. We have a lot of first-round picks as well available. So the options are there with this roster, and we didn't shortchange ourselves, which I like. But the real question for me is going to come down to Brandon Pajimski, Moody, and Kuminga. What are those guys going to do this year? And if they are taking a step forward, this roster could look completely different than I'm even thinking, right? But I'm almost assuming that they kind of are plateaued, maybe a baby step forward. But if they do take real steps forward, even 1 out of those 3, but 2 out of those 3 for sure, and this roster could be looking a lot scarier.
All right, if you can do it, or you can just pick one if all 3 is too much. But can you narrow down what that would look like to you in terms of taking the next step for what we need as our team? From Kuminga, Moody, or Pajimski?
Yes. So, and that's a great question.
You know what I mean?
That's a great question.
I feel like we've been able to say that all since they've come into the league, but it's like, well, damn, are they all being stifled?
Right. Well, I do think to a certain extent, yes. Yeah. Right? I think a lot of these guys have been, at the max when they're in rotation, 4th option on the floor. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. And I do think that a lot of these guys are being asked to really be role players at the end of the day, and like that's your ceiling right now. And I think that's probably super uncomfortable for some of these guys. But I'm going to pull up right now their stats for last year because that's what really matters in terms of a true comparison. But I can talk about gameplay as well in terms of what I'd like to see just in that sense. So for Podziemski, I mean, for me, a lot of it is going to come down to, are you going to be back to where we thought you were shooting percentage-wise? Because when he came into the league, the shooting was there. The three-point percentage was around 38, and at a volume that was usable, He was one of these guys that was across the board, still doing what he does in terms of statistically, but like his points and his efficiency went through the floor last year. I mean, it was just like, and then I felt like that started leading to dumb turnovers. I feel like it was all just aligned because he was then not able to hit a shot, so he's trying to overpass, and now the offense just looks stupid whenever he's at the helm of it, right? So for me, it starts with, are you going to hit your free throws? Are those percentages going to start coming up to what we thought? Because originally, if you're going to be a point guard or a shooting guard in this league, those percentages need to be where we thought.
Can't be shooting 70% from the free throw line.
They gotta be. Thank you. They gotta be where we thought. So a big step up this year from him. For me, I need 13.5 points at least. So we're talking and a real step up would be around 14, right? Which last year he was at 11.7. So I think it's a doable jump. If we're talking rebounds, I need you to be at a 5.5, which is cool. I mean, he was at 5.1 last year, and I think that's the only thing that he did well, right? So if you get the 5.5. I mean, I think you're ahead of the curve there, so I'm not going to ask for something that's unrealistic. This is where I start to have a problem with him, with the 3.4 assists, which is on our team, it's high enough. I mean, but like when you look at Dennis Schroeder came in for 18 games and averaged 4.4 and played terribly.
Yeah, very bad.
This is what I'm talking about. I need that from you because if I really put these numbers in comparison, you're looking at averaging one more assist than Andrew Wiggins when he played with us. Andrew Wiggins wasn't passing me nothing. There was nobody who was getting the rock from Andrew Wiggins, right? And so that, if you're going to be at point or the two and you're going to be facilitating, I need that number to go to where Dennis Schroeder was at a minimum. So we need a one assist jump, so a 4.4. If not, honestly, if I'm going to dock you for real, then it's got to be a 4.5 or a 5. You know what I mean? If I'm going to allow you to just sit at the 5 rebound flag, right? So that's where those numbers got to change. And then, like we said, when we're talking about 70% from the free throw line, I need that to be 78. Okay? And then when we're talking about your clip shooting 34% from the 3, I need that to be 37. Okay? And when we're talking about you shooting 40%, 42% from the field, that's got to be 46. Okay, like you're not shooting enough to not be at 46 or higher. Don't need you near 50, but good Lord, you can't be sitting down there low 40s on that number of shots.
Right.
Okay. Now, when we want to go over to Jonathan Kuminga, what I look at this year for him, because I actually think his stats look really good, but they're skewed because I think a lot of times he was playing, everybody was gone.
Right.
So
that's the only time he was playing.
100%. I basically need from Kuminga, I need Andrew Wiggins numbers, right? So like if you're at 15 last year, I need 18, right? Points. I need
off the bench.
Because I mean, he did.
You said Kuminga come in hot.
I mean, he did 15-3 last year on 24 minutes. 24 minutes, and so it's like,
is he getting any more?
Well, I mean, he should be easily at 24, but I think that he can earn that. I mean, like for me, the real stat that he'll earn more PT is going to come down to if you can get your boards, up to 6, right? From 4.6, if you can get to 6, that's on average. I think you will have earned a lot more PT. And the way I saw him playing since he's come back with the team, a lot of aggression on the boards, trying to jump up there like he's dunking. So if you can do that, you know what I mean, and put some of that dunk effort on the glass,
right?
It might be there for you because the assist numbers I'm fine with, right? But the last thing that I will say is I'd like the assist to turnover ratio to spike.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm not mad that you're only getting me 2.4, 2.2 assists a game, but the reality is you're giving me about that in turnovers. You're giving me, you're giving me 1.5, and I think that number is because you play so little, right? And so I need that to jump up. And I've been seeing a lot better decision making from him. But if there's one area, because his game's kind of hard to watch. If there's one area for the kind of outside in, fan to look at, it would be watch him in transition. If he is turning the ball over in transition, we're not headed in the right direction. Mm-hmm. That is the main area that Steve Kerr and everybody is very concerned with Kuminga. And when you watch it long enough, you see why. Right. He will miss. He's the only player that will miss Steph open. He is the only player that will not see a slashing Draymond. He's the only guy that kind of stops the offense because he's not able to recognize what's actually happening in time. And then he ends up in the air and doing it, and it's all wrong. Okay? Right. So that's his true area of improvement. And then lastly, Moses Moody, I need you to be a super prototypical 3-and-D guy. So you are sitting here, let's see, last year you had 0.8 steals. I need you to be above 1 steals this year, which is realistic for you. You're going to get more PT, okay? I need you to be shooting high 30s clip. So I need you 38, 39, maybe 40 from the 3. I'd like to see your points get into double digits. You were at 9.8 last year, so give me an 11, right? Give me where Buddy was last year. Mm-hmm. Give me where Brandon was last year at 11.7. Start getting up there off the bench. And then the rest of the stuff is a little bit tougher to call in terms of the add-on stats. I'd love to see him jump above 3 rebounds, and around 1.5 assists is totally fine. Mm-hmm. But again, for me, it's really going to come down to, can you get around 40 with 3? Right? And can you get us firmly above 1 with the steals? Mm-hmm. Can you really be a 3-and-D guy?
And can you lock somebody down so Steph ain't got to guard him?
Absolutely. So I think if those things happen, this team could look a lot better. And inevitably, one of those guys could even eclipse what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And if that's the case, we're in a good spot. So real fast, we're just going to go over these rankings. And we'll actually probably double back on these and do a power ranking mixed with this record projection in a future show, because we are coming towards the end, and there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, well, let's just break down this baseball playoff, and then we'll add that for another segment.
Let's do that then.
A little bit later.
Let's do that then. Lastly, though, before we do move on, I do have to say LeBron James had a second announcement. I don't know if everybody was aware, but people started absolutely dookie in their pants. Right. I mean, people were...
Ticket sales skyrocketed.
The last game for the Lakers this year, people are hot.
10 bands.
They just cashed out
ticket.
Woo-wop
for the nosebleeds.
For nothing, though. Like, nothing's going to happen. Like, now it's a game that's just the last game of the season. Mm-hmm. And anyway, LeBron's second announcement, which, if you don't know what the first one was, it was him going to Miami, taking his talents to South Beach, which was corny as hell.
This time he was being a beach.
And this time, straight up, just everybody's hot. I mean, he's even being sued by a Laker fan. I mean, there's people who've spent money.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it was an alcohol ad. So shame on you, LeBron. I know you getting to the point where you're like just doing this, like, these like shameless plugs where like he did like the Labubu. He brought Labubus onto Kai Cenat's thing. And those are like those little toys, the little like, the little LeBron Labubus. So it's just, and I heard he got paid a literal bag just to bring it out and say something. And it's just like, are we really, like, you're so rich? Are we really?
I mean, shouts out to Kai Cenat for your life and how you do your thing and all that. But like the fact that we got legit celebrity, like 40-plus-year-old celebrities going on there as if they need that clout to like stay relevant.
Or that audience.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird, bro. Like you really don't need more like 10-year, like your basketball play will get. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. I'm just.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting
way things are going for people right now.
And I think for LeBron is the only one where it might make sense, just in the terms of how many businesses he owns. And
for sure. I mean, it's all going to make sense. He's a great
business but there's some people where it's like, why are you there? But like with LeBron, I just feel like he's one of the very few like icons to the level where it's like, he's going to be making movies. He's going to be doing all type of weird stuff. And I feel like he wants more than anything to just be known by everybody.
I just feel like, unfortunately, just kind of like how Michael Jordan has not really been successful at much else besides the basketball realm of things. I don't really see, like, we saw his version of Space Jam, and I don't think anybody liked it, right? Like, I don't think anybody's writing home about it. And then, like, I'll give him credit. I think he's kind of funny when he makes cameos in movies. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So maybe he's going to be doing that. But
The Shop is definitely doing really well. Like, he's definitely he's made some good like investments in some sports.
I mean, you're considered the GOAT. So I mean, whatever you do is going to get a lot of eyes, 100%. Regardless of what's going on.
It's a little extra.
It's a little extra, bro.
Yeah,
for me.
And he came on dancing. I mean, after like that was the part for me that was crazy, where it was like, you just sat out of practice for your tightness in your knee.
And then
he came on grittying, and it was just like, all right, bro, But anyway, who's to say judge people how they get money nowadays? It's just crazy. Like he said, it is truly the wild, wild west.
It feels like obviously those kind of guys are looking at these people like, whoa, oh my goodness, but like, because of their fame. Now it's not like
absolutely.
I don't know.
It's weird. It is. I'm 100% with you.
It's hard to put your finger on it because I'm not trying to hate. At the end of the day, like get it how you live.
And we getting the ung status for all you YNs watching. Don't trip. We getting the ung status, but we grew up in an era where some of that stuff just doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
it just doesn't. All right, so you're gonna take us away on this MLB playoff update. I mean, what's crazy is I'm gonna just have to say this part because I assume you'll have the rest, but. Top 12 right now, 2-2. Tigers, Mariners. Series is tied as well, 2-2.
Mariners actually just got out of a bases-loaded situation in the top of the 12th. It was a man on second and third with just one out. Ground ball to third baseman. They get the guy going home, and then they walk the next guy, and then they get him out. So, I mean, great pitching.
Get him out of
on both sides. 2-2 game going into the bottom of the 12th. Still, it's very exciting to watch. And that's going to be who's going to win between the Mariners and the Tigers.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever wins that game is going to be going to the ALCS against the Toronto Blue Jays, who put a stomping on the New York Yankees. Yankees did not show up in that series in the ALDS. Lost 3-1 against the Toronto Blue Jays. Vladdy Guerrero has been hitting like crazy bombs all day. Toronto crowd has been going absolutely nuts. The whole playoffs in general have been absolutely amazing. So I'm hoping that everybody's been watching because it's been a lot of excitement. On the other side for the NLDS, we had the Dodgers taking care of business against the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
Not much of a surprise, looking like a back-to-back year World Series champion for the Dodgers, but they move on to the NLCS, and they'll be taking on the winner between the Cubs and the Brewers. That game is tied 2-2 going to Game 5. It's just been back and forth. The Cubs looked a little tight to begin the series, but have been flourishing ever since.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever wins that game tomorrow at 5:00 will go on to face the Dodgers. So it could be a potential Dodgers versus Cubs, Dodgers versus Brewers. I like the Brewers to come out of that one, but the Cubs have been playing strong these last few games.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the other side, my heart is with the Mariners, but they seem to be a team that no matter what throughout the years has not been able to figure it out, even when they have the team that is probably better between the two. And the Tigers, anytime they keep it close with the pitching they have, it only takes like one home run to win a game, and then it's just over. Like that's been their mantra throughout the last few series is as long as we keep it 1 or 2 runs, we have a chance. And they've had some clutch hitting, especially tonight from Kerry Carpenter, who has been going off this whole entire postseason. So Blue Jays in the AL have already made it. Dodgers in the NL have already made it. Cubs and Brewers tomorrow. And right now you can go tune in, or probably not going to see it yet, but it'll be done tonight, the game between the Mariners and the Tigers. I hope the Mariners pull it out in that one. So it's going to be exciting. Make sure you guys watch, and there'll be more Instagram posts coming soon.
Absolutely. Last thing I'll say about the Dodgers, man, what kind of talent do you have to have on your team to have Roki Sasaki as like a makeshift closer, like just like a really?
I think that their bullpen has just been very shaky the whole off season. So they're just like we're having all our starters. You guys are all ready to go at all times. Like I don't think anybody, unless they're just having a great start, like a Blake Snell has been showing out for them. He's been cooking. Yeah, he's been cooking. He's really the only one who's really been showing out and being able to spread out a whole game.
Yeah.
But everybody else is like 2 or 3 innings and move on to the next. Vesia has been one of their more consistent relief pitchers. But, it's like we need our Tyler Glasnows to come in relief.
Yeah.
We need Roki Sasaki to be our closer. Like, it's just all hands on deck because they have so much talent that it doesn't really matter. It's hard to make the switch from being a starter to a reliever or vice versa, but they just got a bunch of dogs who are just like, yep, I'm prepared no matter what. And Dave Roberts seems to have them ready for that. And the offense is obviously always going to come through for them.
Mm-hmm. So if you had to predict real fast, in the World Series as of right now, it would be for you.
I think it would be it's going to be Dodgers and Blue Jays.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers are going to win. I mean, they got too much firepower in my opinion, but the way the Blue Jays have been playing, you can't really count them out because the best thing that they've been doing is being able to make contact. And anytime you can put the ball in play, and it doesn't have to be a make or break where it's either a home run or out, and you're just, hey, it's a competitive at bat all the time. Anytime you're a pitching staff and you have to face guys who aren't giving you easy outs, it makes it tough throughout a whole 9 innings.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would say the same, man. I hope it's not the Dodgers. I hope it would be the Brewers or somebody else, but looking very unlikely. And then, I mean, I would love to see the Mariners get there.
Right?
Just because I feel like that staff is nasty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like you're not going to beat the Dodgers by out hitting them. So like one of these good offensive teams like the Blue Jays, I'm just like,
Well, they have. They
have Gossman. They have.
They had a dude. He was a rookie. He had his first start. I got to remember his name, bro. I'm so upset.
On the Blue Jays?
On the Blue Jays. He threw 7 innings or something like that, or 6 innings, and they got the win. Why am I not?
Was it the most recent game?
Who pitched the most recent game? I'm not remembering this. But they had a young dude who
Varland? I think that's a reliever.
That's a reliever who's been shutting down for them. But damn, what was his name? Was it game 2 that he pitched? Sorry, folks.
We gotta get the name for you real fast,
man. It's tough. Damn.
Well, if we don't get it, we'll make sure we give him a shout out on the next show.
Here it is. You savage.
You savage.
This dude just came out of nowhere. Trey Savage came in and pitched great for them. And he's a surprise because I picked the Yankees to win this series, and I thought because of the lack of pitching that the Blue Jays had, but they all showed up throughout this series.
Right.
But that also goes to show how bad the Yankees are, and that's what I'm talking about. And the difference is the Blue Jays are a team that make lots of contact, and the Yankees are big hit or
only
miss.
Yeah.
But Savage pitched 5 1/3 innings with 11 strikeouts and no hits.
Beast. Quite a way to step in.
Right.
Glad we could find y'all that name, because otherwise that would have been just an awkward ending. But yet again, another week in the books. Say Something, fam. We really appreciate y'all. If you could, take the time, if you haven't already, make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing. Get this channel out to some people who you think might like some good sports content, especially if they got a little Bay Area lens to them.
Yes, sir.
But we take and appreciate everybody. So peace, love, and happiness until next week. We'll see y'all.